Joe Biden and Kamala Harris made history just yesterday. Joe Biden picked the senator to be his running mate. She has now become the first Black, and why am I getting tongue-tied this, but she's the first Black vice presidential nominee of a major party in history ever. It's 2020, but it was big news. And Biden said, I've decided that Kamala Harris is the best person to help me take this fight to Donald Trump. Of course, a lot of people feel the same. A lot of people also debating different records of hers. As far as the Senate, she has one of the furthest left voting records. People are also debating her prosecutorial record. Kind of the same thing, again, that happened during the primaries. News anchors and reporters are still mispronouncing her name. It's not Kamala, it's not Kamala, it's not Pamela, it's Kamala. And also now a big ridiculous topic of discussion is her race and how she identifies. A lot of stuff, I think a lot of just ridiculousness that you could expect. It started happening very quickly too. A lot of it's kind of icky. A lot of it is conversations that I'm glad we're having. So I want to bring you both in. Vince, what do you think about Biden's choice?
First, I just have to just pause and just sit in the moment of, we have a Black woman, right, as our potential next vice president. Not only that, she's also, Asian, South Pacific. And for me, I want to really sit in the moment because I knew what was going to happen. I knew how Fox was going to react. I knew that it was going to be this, everything she's ever said wrong or everything she's ever done is going to be scrutinized. But I literally started to tear up in the same way I did when Barack Obama was actually elected president, because this has been such a really tough year of a lot of just crazy and bad things. But if you'd have told me when I was on the podcast last time that the presidential nominee would be Biden, I'd have been like, what the hell? And then number two, I'd have never asked he to pick Kamala. I mean, yeah. And so it's just, I don't know, it's just something that makes me super excited for the future and what we could possibly do, but also just a reminder of we have so much more work to do. Yes, this is a great moment, but I mean, we're still within 24 hours of the announcement, and look how much has been attacked already about her. And then we knew it was coming, but we have to stay strong, stay vigilant. We don't have to be monolithic in our thinking in support of her, but I think it's to a bigger point that, hey, our society is really coming together to make a true change if we decide to do so as a community.
Janika, what about you? What were your thoughts when, I know we talked a little bit, you and me, we talked on the phone a little bit, but actually we talked through voice text, 2020 for you. Yeah, thank you, Millennial.
I was ecstatic. I felt the same way Vincent did. I mean, it's just very exciting. And I think just the timing could not be better, just especially just with all that has transpired this year. And again, I mean, the scrutiny is going to be there, but it's going to be there really for anyone who's going to be in that position right now. We're just seeing it in a different way than what we are accustomed to, by the name and those things. And I wouldn't say that we're seeing it in a different way. They did the same thing with Barack Obama. And so it's kind of, when it comes to this situation, I don't want to say par for the course, but it's what has happened in the past. So I've not been surprised by the headlines and the scrutiny and those things. I'm just really hoping and really counting on, which I've seen on social media, a lot of people doing, really separating kind of these issues and whatnot, because it doesn't matter what candidates you look at this point. They're going to have some pros, they're going to have some cons. At this point, it's important that people focus on the bigger picture.
I think it's something for me that's been important, like as far as when reporting this, right? When reporting this, when criticizing it, one, like I said, the name thing, it bothers me when people who, it's their job to, so I'm talking like national news anchors, local news anchors, reporters, it's the words are their job. It is kind of, you're reminded on who is deemed not important enough to learn their name. And also some of the criticisms, I think I was talking to a mentor this morning and she was saying that we were talking about how there becomes this whole toting out different Black women that are deemed more acceptable when you don't like one. It's kind of turned into this whole like, listen to Black women except for the ones that I don't really like that much, which is kind of like, wait, I'm sorry, what's happening here? And also, everyone I think has a short memory. So it's, oh, but I really liked this person. I would have rather been this person, but when this person was here, any Black woman in any form of public office, I think people tend to forget how they were treated in those same moments. You say you would rather a Michelle Obama, which is things that I have been seeing, but do you forget how Michelle Obama was and still is treated and talked about in the racial undertones, and how she do forget? This is the same thing. And sometimes I think well-meaning people have to, and this is based on not politics or how I feel personally about a person, but just humanity, right? And like the bigger picture of how we treat women of color, Black women. Well-meaning people, some of the things that you say, you are not always able to separate that from societal norms, bad societal norms in history, just because of what's in your heart. Sometimes your words are just your words, and they have the same meaning as if someone who was on the complete opposite end of the political spectrum as you meant when they said them, because words mean things. So
no, they do. They really do.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, it's okay. We lost you there just for a couple seconds. It happens. Technology, you know.